Thank you so much for coming today to the EE Rebirth event. I'm not going to get emotional today, I promise. I am the emotional one, but I'm not going to get emotional. I get super excited just seeing this group out here. I know you guys can't see it, but we have people from all over the world with us today. And then it's really the first time that our whole company has been together, which is so exciting. But we're really here today to celebrate you guys, the community of Experts Exchange. And it's been a long time since we've been together as a community. It's been almost 10 years since we had actually an event that we got to get together. And I think you realize this is the first of many to come. So we're super excited to get back to our roots of Experts Exchange. So I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown of what today looks like. This first session, what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna kick it off with a little intro, but Randy's gonna take us through the history of EE, just from his story. I'll be back up here after that to talk a little bit about what rebirth even means. I will talk about the new logo. And then Casey and Rob, your community leaders, my mate's actually here in person with us today. And they're gonna walk you through what that looks like as a member of the community. And then we'll take a little break and we'll have a little round table with our mods. Jim Detman's here, Clemens is here, Scott Fell. Didn't miss anybody, Rob. So they'll do a little round table, just kind of talk. It's been awesome being with these guys. This is a little 2-day event for us. I'm not losing my voice on the last day, don't worry. But we're gonna kick this thing off with a little surprise for everybody. We actually, a couple months ago, got to sit down with the original founders of Experts Exchange, and they're actually in audience with us today, Matt Wormley and Dan Gardner. And I know Brian is invited too, and hopefully he can make it, but we're gonna show you a little video that we put together of them just walking through what it looked like back in 1996. I won't tell you how old I was, but I was not watching Experts Exchange at that time. So let's start this off and get going, and hope you enjoy this video.
I'm Dan Gardner, and I'm one of the original founders of Experts Exchange.
So my name is Matt Wormley, and I was one of the founders of Experts Exchange.
Hi, I'm John Lawrence. I'm one of the original developers at Experts Exchange.
I'm Brian Gardner. I started back at Experts Exchange back in, 97, 98.
I'm Thomas Burnell, and I'm the Director of Operations at Experts Exchange.
I'm Randy Redberg, and I am the current CEO of Experts Exchange.
We have to go back to 1996.
So much of this stuff had never been done. We didn't know what we were doing, really. I brought some of our old business plans, and you can tell we really didn't know. We didn't know the market, we didn't know the technology, but we knew it was cool.
We had this sense that data was valuable, and how could you get people to share their data, and then you record it, and then you add. The value is that question and answer could be available to someone else who had the same question.
I mean, this was almost before AOL, or AOL was just becoming a thing, and I think AOL made the internet usable for people. So it was still really unusable at the end of the day.
I think I was the only one that touched the computer first 2 years.
Right. And we didn't have any advertising or anything, so the site went live, and people sort of stumbled across it. And the idea was that we were each to answer the questions because we didn't have any experts at that point.
We knew we had to bootstrap this somehow. Like, you can't, like chicken and egg. You could build this thing, but it takes people on both sides to contributing the question and contributing the answers, and we don't want to be either of them. How do you get that started? And so I think we seeded some questions.
So we started with a C++ group, and then since I had done taxes, I started with an income taxes group, and Matt had a roommate that repaired bicycles, so we had a bicycle repair group.
Like, people are going to do this, but it was the community that grew out of it that took us all by surprise.
The whole concept of someone logging in and giving their time for nothing just seemed crazy. Like, don't people have stuff to do with their lives?
I think we stumbled on something that was really big.
And IT was really difficult back then because Each product, each software, each hardware, each everything had its own little world, and none of them really talked to each other that well. And when you had a problem, you didn't know where to go.
As soon as I wasn't needed, I'm like, cool, I don't have to answer these questions. But I was shocked at how much effort and ownership that was going on in the community.
With EE, you see that a lot. People not just saying, oh, here's a workaround, but like, why are you trying to do this? And then as they explain the problem, then they're like, well, how about doing it this way? And instead,
I think you look at what we actually built, the building of community, no one was ready for that. You won't see that in our first business plan. I think at the time I didn't appreciate, I thought, everybody's gonna come up with this, right? But we did like first. And so I think we were onto something. I don't think we taught it to everybody. I don't know if everybody found us and copied us, but maybe they did. I really don't know how these Yahoo Answers, these Stack Overflow started. Maybe they did have a look at Experts Exchange and go, wow, I can do that.
And then JP Morgan came to the table. And with several $1 million. And their story was this was a fund that the JP Morgan partners had of so many millions of dollars. And they were really frustrated with the internet because they were old stockbroker type people. And so they decided they were going to earmark $100 million and take that to San Francisco and have them invest it in 10 to 20 startups.
It was interesting because it was such a wild time. It was the Wild West for sure. Accountability was not super clear. Where the money was going or where it was all going to go was not clear, and it really did go in the trash can.
So it had become a completely different goal at that point. The passion of sharing knowledge and being part of something, that had been replaced by someone with a high salary sitting in a cubicle in the Bay Area.
I remember I waited till 6 minutes were left, and the clock was counting down till it expired, and I don't know what was going to happen after that. I hit buy with 6 minutes to go. I figured that was cutting it close enough. I didn't know how my clock was syncing maybe with anything else or what was going to happen. So yeah, and then it just at the end expired and said, you're the successful bidder. And I remember feeling nervous but very excited at the same time.
One day when Dan came in, and he's like, I got some news for everybody, and just laid it out. And yeah, he seemed unhappy about it as well.
It was a bumpy ride. I still was not sure if we were going to even be able to survive.
Kind of the landing page where you'd have all the questions, we redid that from scratch, and then the actual viewing a question. But I think there's still all that other stuff that made the site work we were just piecing it along for the longest time, weren't we?
I was always looking for, is there ever some other product that we can sell so that we aren't just charging for solutions like that we've already, maybe have in our database, in our library. So I think there was just in my mind, it was a pretty tough, I guess it was just hard to kind of like resolve that in my mind. How can we, sell what we're selling? Is there something else that we could sell that might make a little more sense? So, and I think that in turn caused us to go towards, what other products could we sell? Could we be a SaaS product?
I think we lost sight of the value of the community and wanted to chase after products because it was the cool and fancy thing to do with all these SaaS products, and wanting to make sure we gave our community the best tools possible, when in reality all they wanted was the best tools to engage with an amazing community all around the globe.
in spite of all of our missteps, I think because it really shows the resolve in how powerful solving problems with other peers is. And I think that is really why they hung in there, because they saw the value in what they were doing always, even when we would be misguided and we'd get off. And I think, and when we're just looking for other ways to do things, I don't think our community ever doubted their significance once.
Rebirth really is the idea of going back to our roots, understanding the true value of Expert Exchange in the community. The logo is just like the start. It's the fun thing to kind of get the community and the people that are huge believers of Expert Exchange bought into where we're going. But for me, it's really just a logo. The fun part of it is really us owning and saying that we're committing to making a great product for the members of the community. Right now in our industry, community is such a buzzword. Everyone's trying to create a community for their product. I think the big difference about Expert Exchange is we're not a technology product with a great community. We're just a great technology community.
We really have three different logos going on. We have a primary logo, we have a badge, and then we also have our secondary logo with a little twist on the X. So the recommitment to the community was really how we based off our first logo. And this logo, and you can show it, Mason. Thanks, man. The first logo is really us saying, what was Expert Exchange and where did we lose our way? And it was easy to point back to almost a certain time when we lost our way. And so there's the logo. You'll notice if you've been with us for a while, this is the classic X logo. It didn't take a lot of marketing lead on what the logo needed to look like. It was pretty simple. But the one thing that I love about it is, yes, the rich history, yes, what it means to the community, but it also is a symbol of how unique Expert Exchange is. Our old logo was not unique. You could find it anywhere. I remember Brian Birmingham said the day after we launched our old logo, he saw it on a truck. And I'm like, oh, that's great. And I see everyone shaking their heads in the stands. And this one's very unique to us, and it's going to always be unique to us. The second one is a commitment to the community, and that is embracing our history, the community. So the badge. The badge is created to give our members a way to be recognized out in the industry, the original technology community. And in this logo, you'll see that there is the globe that was founded in 1996, but also is connected with the new X. So this was our way of connecting the two and showcasing the badge. And then the last one is more of a fun one for us, but it's also us committing to EE, the name EE. And these are some, I see Matt laughing out there, but these are some actual drawings from Matt back in 1996. And we thought he was onto something when he showed us this. And we were like, okay, there's something there. Matt built this, helped build this community. So what does this mean? And you see the two E's connected to each other. So we took the idea of the two E's, connected to them, but then we showcased the new logo inside of it. Sometimes it's hard to see, but you can tell the two E's are coming together to have that negative space to make the logo.
Hey everybody, thank you for being here today, especially to everybody who is with us virtually. It means the world for you to take the time out of your days and your middle of the night, maybe for some of you, weekends, to be with us virtually. So I'm Casey, I'm the Director of Community here at EE. This is my partner in crime.
Hi, I'm Rob Jerd, I'm the Community Manager here at EE. This next one, I'm very excited about.
This one's our favorite.
Yep, the virtual and in-person events. Next slide, yes, core conference, been asked for years. The community loves getting together, and now we have the opportunity of being able to do it. And I want to say, because obviously we're doing a small one here. It's just been great. There's just something different that happens when you get together in person than on the screen. I've said it to a few people before, sitting around on Zoom and shooting the breeze just gets a bit weird sometimes. So it's really good to be able to just do that with everyone here. And I know that everyone out there would love to do the same thing. Pandemic has made it so we'll have to wait a little while longer before we can begin holding bigger in-person events. but we're considering holding some more virtual ones. So look out for that. We're developing new ways to give our members the opportunity to connect and engage with each other, and which will bring our online community to life. Our past events have played an important role in members forming lifelong friendships with each other, and we're excited to host more like it.
Absolutely are. All right, moving in.
Yes, we were unique back then, and it was something different. So it's exciting to see us come back to this logo.
Yeah, for me, it's the logo was, and EE is always about the people. And I always envision that logo as the four corners of the world coming together, meeting in the middle to solve problems and help everybody else along, just, you know, in life and in general.